Peace and blessings to you and yours. It's me, Michael Cantress, aka Rogue Spiritual, aka M. Shell, aka Rogue Forever, aka my street alias is Priest, and Priest ain't going nowhere. As Priest been checking in since 1997. Bye bye. But bro, let me tell you something, bro. All right, there is a Caucasian woman. Um, looks like Vega from Street Fighter twin within a fish. So she might be from Spain, and even if she was from Spain or whatever, it doesn't matter because Spain is the cookout. Okay, la madre patria. Thank you. So basically, with that much being said, she literally disclosed the history of Generation X, kind of took it to home ec and the jailhouse, of Generation X history, right? Because it was like the universe was talking to me about Generation X history, what they did. And see, for real, yeah, the record, right? So basically, you know what's so crazy, bro? She said there was no safe spaces, no trigger warnings, nobody was allergic to gluten. First of all, I'm sorry. I kind of matched that in a millennial, and I'm as thick as they come on hip hop and R&B, right? But let me tell you something, bro. There's just things that I don't disclose, will never disclose, or whatever the case is, because ain't nobody got time to be living in a mental institution. Sorry, ain't nobody got time to be living in a mental institution, staring in the outside world from all that in a blind way. Ain't nobody got time, right? With that being said, you know, it's always a it's always a Martin, if you will, right? A youth group member back in the days or whatever the case is, growing up in youth group, the thing is nothing wrong with him being gay, nothing wrong with him, whatever transition and whatever the case is, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. Familiar with the family or whatever the case is, I don't care. But this is seriously a Martin show while everybody else is out of it because I've literally seen his identity complex brought to life. Hence, the last time I left him in, he was a red. We left youth group, right? With that being said, I pray he evolved. Whatever he did with himself, I pray he got himself together, you know. And then I kind of like, when I was talking to somebody, right, that I never linked with, this is the thing. Talking to one of many people that I never linked with was sort of had a story tied to Martin. Right. It's always a story tied to Martin. The thing is, I pray he gets better. I pray he excels. I pray he evolves. Right? Because at the same time, it's like I guess we're both born in 1987, right? It don't matter. Okay? And then with that being said, changing the subject, you know, there's just people, right? That's just very everything what this woman described. And the only safe space that we had up in the Soundview section of the Bronx was a youth group, right? Right. I'm sorry. I kind of laid that outside. Never mind the trigger warning. Okay, I don't even know if I see any of y'all niggas like all of a sudden disclosing you're allergic to gluten. I'm canceling you. Hey, I already canceled you. Okay, this is the thing. The things that the church, because I grew up in the congregation, address my intentions or whatever, right. But the thing is, it's like priest is outside, right? Hence the reason priest had got his name since 1997 because every time I had a conversation, even as a joke or whatever the case is, I have been taunted for preaching a sermon since then. You know, it's not like KRS-One. Okay, he got taunted for being a philosopher. I got taunted for preaching a sermon. Our hearts and minds beat the same. Okay, basically KRS-One is me that is subcultured outside of church. Don't know his life like that. I'm literally KRS-One shadow is the one that grew up in the congregation. Okay, hence my philosophy, right? So you got the teacher and you got the preacher. With that being said, right, bruh, what I was gonna say, bruh, with that being said, sometimes the best thing is to look yourself in the mirror, tell yourself good things, even when it's difficult to do so. Okay? The more you do that, it'll be the best that'll be the best and the most healthiest delusion that'll hold you down for life. The more you tell yourself good things, especially when it gets difficult, you apply those affirmations in real life. The more your confidence is applied in spaces more than just the block that surrounds you. Okay? Now, without even going further, there's just some people that you know that will fuck around and their balls drop, they meet a man, and that's where their confidence peaks. Okay? I've seen that twice already in different within a 15 years before within decade spaces. And that is the most disgusting thing ever. Don't let that be you. Okay? Because I've seen that. It's like I've seen it all. Seen it in a chick, seen it in a gay dude. Okay? This is courtesy of I run Channel 12. Peace be to you and yours. Amen.